Wealth is an individual's or family's financial net worth. It functions as a generational stepping stone that older generations pass on and future generations benefit from and build over time. White family wealth is 7 times greater in the United States than black family wealth and 5 times greater than Hispanic family wealth. Despite fluctuations over the past 5 decades, this disparity is as high or higher than it was in 1963. According to the Economic Policy Institute, young college graduates of all gender, racial, and ethnic groups face significantly higher underemployment rates today than in 2000. However, in 2018, Hispanic graduates had a 39% higher underemployment rate, and black graduates had a 49% higher underemployment rate compared to white graduates. According to the U.S. Department of Education and Civil Rights Data Collection Report, black students in kindergarten through 12th grade are far more likely to be disciplined through suspension or referral to law enforcement than their counterparts of other races. Black students make up just 15% of students in public schools across the U.S., but in the 2015-2016 academic year, they accounted for 31% of students who were referred to law enforcement or subject to school-related arrests. Black students with disabilities are almost 3 times as likely to experience out-of-school suspension or expulsion as their white counterparts, and twice as likely to experience in-school suspension or expulsion, according to a report from the National Center for Learning Disabilities. A report from Columbia Law School Center for Intersectionality and Social Policy Studies found that black girls are 6 times as likely to be suspended as white girls. This is significant because these instances have been attributed to creating the school-to-prison pipeline, making it harder for young black adults to hold down legal means of income, which attributes to financial inequity. Owning a home can increase a family's financial security, but black people and other minorities significantly lag behind white people among home ownership rates, a major factor contributing to the racial wealth gap. When the government set out to make mortgages more affordable in the 1930s, the Home Owners Loan Corporation and private banks rated neighborhoods all around the country, giving high marks to all white neighborhoods and marking those with minorities as red and risky investments, which is commonly known as redlining. It essentially restricted African Americans and other minorities from owning their part of the American dream and building wealth like their white counterparts. The government outlawed redlining in the 1960s, but the practice was reinvented in what we now know as subprime loans. Black and Hispanic homebuyers were hit hardest by the foreclosures that resulted from sales of predatory subprime mortgages, which exceeded $500 billion annually at the market peak. Because home equity is often the most valuable asset for people, the foreclosure crisis severely damaged African American and Hispanics and their ability to accumulate the assets associated with home ownership. African Americans are more likely to take on large amounts of high interest debt, such as installment credit, student loans, and car loans. A recent study from badcredit.org revealed that middle class African Americans face the most adverse consequences when it comes to credit card debt and high interest rates. Predatory lenders typically target minorities, the poor, the elderly, and the less educated. They also prey on people who need immediate cash for emergencies, such as paying medical bills, making a home repair, or car payment. These lenders also target borrowers with credit problems or people who recently lost their jobs. This could disqualify them from conventional loans or lines of credit, even though they have substantial equity in their homes. Predatory lending can take the form of a payday loan, car loan, tax refund anticipation loan, or any type of consumer debt. Individuals who take on these loans typically end up in a spiraling cycle, leaving borrowers with ruined credit, burdened with unmanageable debt, and even homelessness. A report by the Center of Responsible Lending reveals a typical payday borrower ends up paying nearly a 640% annual percentage rate. That is 15 times more than some of the most expensive credit card default rates.